Hi, friends. This practice is all about supporting the psoas. All you'll need is a block or a pillow and a comfortable place to practice. When you're ready, we'll get started. We're going to come into a hero's pose. So, heroes can be done sitting on your heels, or you can take a block and place it between your ankles. And as we're focusing on the psoas today, you want to think about that muscle that connects to the lumbar spine. So the lower tailbone wraps around and then connects into your inner groin. So that helps with the flexion of your legs, so where your legs meet your torso. So you kind of want to think about that muscle as it sits in the front of your body. So you're just getting a gentle stretch into the quads, beginning to activate into where the legs meet the upper body. And then we'll go ahead and just close our eyes, roll the shoulders back a couple times. Take a few moments just to arrive into your body. You can do palms face down if you feel like you want to harness a bit of your own energy, or perhaps palms face up if you want to take in some energy of the day, of your environment, of your space. Begin to relax your eyelids, the space between your eyebrows, the space in and around your eyes. Relax your jaw, part the teeth, let the tip of the tongue rest against the back of the front two teeth. Relax the throat, the chest. Notice where your in-breath flows. Notice where the out-breath releases in the muscles, in the bones. And allow yourself to begin to spread a bit wider. So the shoulders draw wider in the upper back. The sits bones are anchored into your block or into maybe the backs of your ankles, whatever you're connecting into, and just find yourself really rooted. Noticing the in-breath going through the nose, at the back of the throat, all the way to the lowest parts of the lungs. Feel the expansion front to back, side to side, up and down. And the out breath as you exhale, sometimes you feel a heaviness in your roots, that deflation of the lungs, and then the breath retracting up the throat, out the nose, back into your space. Noticing in your body where you can invite spaciousness and ease, allowing yourself to channel whatever it is that you need to channel in this moment. If you super interested in the psoas, and that's a point in your body where you find tightness or restriction or muscle pull or achiness, we're going to utilize just the different stretches in the practice today to not aggravate that region, but just slowly strengthen it as we go deep into that connective tissue. So the tissue that connects deep to the ligaments and the joints and the bones. So you can visualize those last vertebrae in your lumbar spine, and down to that coccyx bone, that tailbone, and that wrap around your hip to the front of your leg and to the inseams of your legs, to the inner groin. And a lot of runners get a pull in that position, or sometimes we overstretch it. If it's achy, you want to really release that achiness, and sometimes we do more damage. So you just want to be conscious as you move into those spaces. If something feels uncomfortable, be able to dial back. Meet your body where it is in this moment, in this setting for you. And give yourself 3 more breaths here, setting an intention for your practice. Be really clear on that intention. What is it that you need in this moment, in this day? Maybe it is some extra support for your psoas. Maybe it's just overall well-being. Maybe it's just a pause for yourself to tune inwards to your body, whatever it is for you. Bigger than the moment that you're in now. Set that intention. Last breath in. Last breath out. And bring the palms together to your heart space. Bow the chin to your chest with gratitude. Begin to flutter the eyes open, so just arriving. We're going to come upright. You can set your block or your pillow to the side and come into a tabletop. So palms of the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So we're just going to move in a way that is accessible to anyone, whether you're a senior or a beginner or pregnant or dealing with an injury. You're just going to move in a way that's conducive to your body, and we'll be really gentle with all of these parts, treated in a very loving way. So pressing back into a child's pose, and I like to start just kind of get some movement from side to side. If you have any tenderness in your knees, you can always place a towel or something under your knees for extra cushion. Inhale to bring yourself forward. Let the hips drop down. So you begin to kind of stretch into where the leg meets the torso, that psoas space, and that hip flexor. So the psoas is the biggest muscle in that hip flexor group. Maybe the hips go a little bit farther down this time. And you press back. And the hips don't want to go all the way to the heels. That's okay. You just find the movement that works for you. Maybe you go a little bit farther. You find an idea of a back bend in that upper back. Inhale forward. Maybe the hips drop all the way down. You look up. You feel that full body, frontal body stretch. Exhale, press back. You hear a little sounds of the city. So coming to you from New York City this morning. Some exciting news on the way, but I'm not going to share that now. I'll share that later. I might play around with a whole new video series of that adventure. Maybe you want to lift the thighs up, press the tops of the feet down. Any discomfort in the lower back, keep the thighs down, keep the toes rooted. So some people, this might be too slow, and that's okay. That's fine. If you want to move faster, you can definitely move faster. You can up the ante in any which way that feels good for your body, but just to keep this available to everybody, we're just going to move in a way that works for a lot of different body types. So now we're going to bring the toes together. Knees will go wider on your mat, and then maybe the forehead finds your mat. Fingertips press down, palms of the hands lift up. So imagine you have tennis balls underneath the palms of the hands. Scoop the triceps down, draw the shoulders wide so you feel more spaciousness in that upper back. Press into the fingertips and you feel the hips sink back towards the heels and then down. So it's that full folds at your hip flexor. Good. Fingers press down, head lifts up, bring the palms down, keep the knees wide, bring the hips forward, and then maybe your toes lift up. And then we'll just take that rocking back and forth in that angle. If you need cushion underneath the knees, those inseams of the knees are tender. Just notice what is an aggravating feel on the bones and what is just kind of the movement on the skin and the tissue. Good, and then maybe you lean back. Soft bend to the elbows, and let's go 2 more rounds just like that. You're not getting wild with any sort of movements and just exploring different angles little by little. Good. Press back. This time, inhale forward. Bring the knees in together. Knees underneath the hips. Tops of the feet. Press down. Walk the hands in just slightly. Right leg's going to extend back. Flex the foot. Point the toe. Circle the ankle out. Good. Bend the knee. Round the back body. Exhale. Extend. Exhale. Round in. Push the floor away. Inhale, this time, foot towards the ceiling, head draws back. Neatness. Press the foot, arch the back, stretch, reach the foot. Round in. Inhale, round, exhale, press. Last 2. Maybe as fast or as slow as you want. Last 1. Good. Bringing the knee in, we're just going to open towards the side and close. Inhale, open that right leg out. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, full range of motion. Try to stay even. The palms of the hands, even your weight into the shoulders, to the hands. Good. Right leg's going to extend back. Left arm's going to extend forward. Exhale, left elbow, right knee, hug in, scoop the belly. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. So this time, just reversing the flow of breath. Inhale, exhale, last 2. Last 1. Extend out. You're welcome to put the hand down, put the foot down, or if you want to reach back for the foot. Hug the outer ankle and then lift the foot towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch into the quad, into the hip flexor. And then maybe you open the body, lift, and then focus that hip flexor. Focus the front of that right thigh and where the leg meets the torso. Good. Release out. Extend to the left arm, extend to that right leg. Left hand down, curl the right toe under, stretch into the calf. Good. And then we'll slowly bring that right knee behind that right wrist. Cross it for pigeon, or you can take a version where both knees are bent, torso squares out, and this might be really good for you right here. Or you can come into the forearms, or you can extend that back leg and find a traditional version of pigeon. Single-legged pigeon. And then you want to focus the groin. So where your pubic bone is sinking into the mat. Dial into the leg. Notice where your leg connects to your torso. Think 360 degrees around where the leg connects in. Breathe into all of those degrees. Relax the shoulders, relax the eyes. Maybe curl the back toe under if you want to adjust in a bit more depth. And give yourself 5 more breaths here and just savor these moments. So this is a practice that you can do in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. I'm finding with everything kind of going on in the world right now, slowing down has been my MO, not forcing and pushing and powering. It's just internalizing, reflecting, softening, like walking, seeing, opening my eyes to what's around, and then coming inwards to my own physical dwelling and my own spacious dwelling. Press the palms down, curl the back toe under. Walk that back knee forward. And then you're going to step that right foot forward. You can coax it along with the right hand. And then we'll draw the hips back. And then inhale forward. So similar to what we did on hands and knees, where you're just finding that natural movement of the body, that natural positioning and flexing and retracting. And then we'll sink the hips. You can keep fingertips on either side for support, or if you want to begin to walk the hands up. And you'll become more upright, more perpendicular to the floor, and then you'll feel yourself like really opening into that left hip flexor. And then that left psoas muscle. And sometimes I like to take my left hand and my fingers, and you just kind of feel around. So you're feeling the actual makeup of your body. You feel the muscles, you feel into the ligaments, the tendons, all these parts, and then track it around and maybe even feel at your tailbone. If you feel any tenderness in that lower back, don't go so far into it. Be willing to modify. I feel like we move so much around in our bodies, but we're not actually connected to our bodies. So sometimes just by touch, closing the eyes and feeling the sensations. So that's your body's way to communicate with your mind. But even just like feeling yourself sometimes, like having that connection to your skin and your muscles and your bones, dials you in a way that, the mind, we get easily distracted. So being here and using those different senses, your touch and your feeling and your all those things, it's really good for the body, good for the connection. You're welcome to stay here for those last 2-3 breaths. If you want to take it a little deeper, you can reach the arms up, maybe interlace the fingers, press the palms up, look up, lean back. Relaxing the shoulders if you're there, press the palms out, stretch through the side bodies. Go ahead and bring the arms down, press the palms, draw the hips back. Flex that front foot, walk it back, and just as everything's interconnected, we'll stretch to the calf and through the hamstring here. Maybe coax that right hip back in line with the left hip. Ooh, that like woke my IT band up. Maybe it did that for you too. So there's another sense of feeling, just kind of patting it out. And draw the thumb into that right hip, and then just coax that right hip back. Back, back, back. Keep lining up that second toe, so the toe next to your big toe, with your kneecap. So that gives your proper alignment to your hamstring. And you'll notice if you turn your foot out, that kind of takes it into a different route. Toe in, same thing. And you can explore. If something feels good for you, explore it. But just know that knee with the eye of your kneecap is the degree you want to go in. Good. Press the palms. Right foot back to meet the left foot. Hips into the heels. Press the seat back. You can come upright, take a couple breaths, or maybe the arms forward if you want to keep it more movement-oriented, active practice. You can do what we did earlier and maybe bring the toes up this time, and we'll just do about 5 of those moving child's pose to up dog or version of up dog. There's no right or wrong in that practice, just if it feels good. You can also keep the feet down. I think I planned it out for the feet to stay down, but then when I actually do it, I'm like, this feels really good. My knees feel good doing it, so why not? Good. That might have been one more than we needed. So we'll all meet together, upright, palm in palm, hips on heels. So we're going to do a lift. I would say grab a block if you have it. You're going to plant your right hand on your block, fingers pointing away. Root the hand into your block. Inhale, hips lift up. Reach the hips forward, left arm lifts. Few rounds of breath. Lean as far back as comfortable. Keep anchoring the right hand into your block. Try not to sink into that right shoulder, so you want to lift out. Think of where your legs meet your torso. It's very repetitive for this practice, but that's your gauge, that's your map. Notice what you're feeling at the frontal parts, into those hip flexors that we pointed out earlier. And exhale, lower down, left hand to your block, fingertips point away. Root the heel of the hand deep into your mat for support. Inhale, lift the hips move forward, just your own degree. If you're back here, or if you stay seated, that's okay too. If you're getting plenty, your quads are screaming at you and you're getting plenty of stretch into the hip flexor, you're good. Only if it feels good do you press the hips forward and then reach back. Check out the head and the neck. Lift out of that left shoulder if you're dumping a lot of weight. So you want to feel the lift of your heart. Press into the floor with your shins, the tops of your feet, and then the points where your knees connect. You're not slamming into anything. You're just rooting sternly and then lifting. Exhale, lowers you down. Walk the hands forward, come back into tabletop. Left leg extends back. Square the hips, so that left hip might want to hike up. Drop the left hip in line with the right hip. Left glute in line with the right glute. Bring the hands underneath your body for support. So little three-legged action. Point the toe, flex the foot, circle the ankle. So that's just for you, just to kind of activate into the leg and give it a little shake out. If that feels good. Knee to nose. So that's your in-breath. Your exhale, reach the toe, look up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, push the floor away, stretch the back body, stretch into the shoulders. We'll go one more. Good. Left leg extends back, reach through the heel, right arm reaches forward. Anchor yourself down for support. Big inhale. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Extend out. Inhale, right elbow, left knee. Exhale, push everything out, stretch through the limbs. Couple more, just like that. Find your range of motion, the natural movement of your joints and those limbs. And then one more. Extend out. You're welcome to drop everything back down, come into tabletop, or turn the hand, reach for the outer ankle. Stretch up through the foot. Open the shoulder, open the heart. See if you can lift out of the left hand, lift out of that right knee. Feel that stretch through the front of that left leg. Good. Go ahead and release everything there. Reach the arm, reach the leg. Good. Lower the right hand down. Circle it out. Knee draws in, and then we'll open the knee towards the left side and close. Inhale like you're opening a door. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. So just finding that full lift. Keep a balance of weight into both hands and both shoulders so you're squaring the chest. Open and close. So you're just activating and getting stronger in the glutes, in the inner groin, hip flexors. One more. Down. Curl that left toe under, press into the heel, give a nice stretch into the calf. Good. Left knee goes behind that left wrist. And then just remember your options here. So you can go bent knees, square the chest, hang out here. Or if you're extending the leg back, press through the fingers, big in-breath, and exhale the variation that works for you. Curl that back toe, adjust. Arrive into Ekapada Kapotanasana, aka single-legged pigeon. Close the eyes, relax the jaw, settle. Settle. I like to imagine a clear glass jar of water and glitter, your favorite color glitter. We spend most of our days just, shook up. So imagine that glitter in water and you're just shaking it, and the glitter is just like all over the place, just flying about in its natural motion, but it's chaotic. You just want to set the jar on the counter and slowly watch the beautiful glitter just settle to the bottom, and the water becomes still. Let it settle. Every exhale, you let it settle. Five more peaceful breaths. You can go deeper if you like by curling the back toe under and find an adjustment that brings you into some new sensations in that 360 degree around your leg and your torso. Settling your gaze into the connective tissue. And give a bit of a stressing into that joint to strengthen. And it's a gentle stressing to enhance the natural ability of the body to protect and to strengthen, to prevent yourself from an injury or anything not good in the body happening. And inhale, rising up. Pressing the palms for support, curl the back toe under, walk that back knee forward, left knee to that back knee, and then we'll step that left foot forward, cushion the right knee if you need to, find a nice long stride. So left foot forward. Often we would like to have the foot underneath your left knee, and that just protects the joints. If you're tight in the left calf, maybe the foot goes a little closer to the body and the knee is slightly forward. It just, as long as that's okay on your ankle. I tend to love 90-degree angles, so I connect those dots for those 90 degrees just because I feel like it stabilizes the body in a nice way. So find what works for you, and I will meet there. We're going to shift the hips back and forward. Back. So you're closing, and then you're opening and stretching into your hip flexor, stretching into that psoas muscle. And this is your range of motion. So if you're more flexible in the psoas, that frontal psoas muscle to the groin, you might have more range of motion. If it's a tight space for you, you'll move cautiously and gently with your body. Good, let's go one more. Hips will sink forward, so you feel that release of the pelvis towards the earth. Fingertips can stay down or on blocks, or if you'd like, you can walk the hands forward. Like to press on the knee, give a lift. And then as we're focused into the lower body, the hips, the psoas, the pelvis, the hip flexor, notice if you bring any tightness into the shoulders or the jaw. You just really want to relax the jaw, relax the gaze forward, just down past the nose, something easy. Hug the outer hips in together and let the pelvis settle. Breathe into the back body, breathe into the front body, breathe into the side ribs. And then utilizing that feeling of touch. So feel the muscles where that leg meets the torso. Kind of walk the fingers around, tap, 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 give it a little extra love tap. And then you kind of feel where that kind of slides around that right leg. And then maybe let the thumb kind of massage around the lower lumbar, the 7 vertebrae. Might not reach all 7, but you can send a little love and energy that way. If you want, you can interlace the fingers. Maybe get one finger over. Press the palms of the hands up, lean back, breathe. Notice any restriction or resistance. Release the hands. Press the fingertips down slowly. I'm a little bit more tender on that side, so I'll definitely move slowly. Slowly shift the hips back. This time lift the toe, reach the heart forward. Remember that alignment of the second toe to your kneecap. Play around if you like to send the foot out or in, just that feels good. Hug everything in towards yourself. Create stability and support. And slowly bring the foot down, walk the hands forward. You'll lean to the right side, bring the right foot back to meet the left foot, left knee to the right knee, sink the hips back, and then you can find those movements that feel good, just shifting forward and back. You like to walk the hands forward, press the palms, inhale, exhale, back. So just reminding yourself you're tagging into the hip flexor, into the psoas. That's where your focus is on any angle and degree of this movement. So what gets you into those regions the deepest? Are the knees wider? Are they closer together? Play around with what works for you. And we'll go just a couple more breaths. Last one for good measure. Maybe the feet are down, maybe they lift. And exhale, hands onto the thighs, hips onto the heels. And we'll do that lift of the hips one more time. So grabbing for your block. Fingertips point away, heel to the base. Inhale, reach up. Full range of motion. And then you can make it dynamic. So exhale, sinks the hips. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, lift. Good, last 2. And last one. We'll do the other side. Inhale up. Maybe you stay here or you make it dynamic for those 5 breaths. Just moving in conjunction with your body, how your body opens and closes and expands. And you just take a moment just to honor that rhythm and ease. And then there you have it. You can come onto your back body and take Shavasana in its traditional way, or maybe Shavasana with the legs up a wall, lots of walls, or Shavasana, upright seated meditation. We'll just take a few moments here at the end of the practice and you feel that connection of the legs into the torso, that strengthening of the psoas, that support you've harnessed in your lower lumbar spine and in and around the legs, and that's just going to help kind of strengthen and support your body in a really conducive sort of way to how you naturally move and flow. So hopefully you enjoyed your practice. Close the eyes, relax the body, roll the shoulders. Find your breath in and out. An in-breath as you expand. Hold at the top. Open the mouth, exhale. Breath in. And breath out. And again, for good measure, one more breath in. Hold at the top. Lift your Mula Bandha, that lower pelvic region, chin to chest. Hold the breath. Exhale, let it go. You're welcome to stay longer. If you're moving on, you'll gently wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Roll to the right side. Come into a comfortable seat. Bring the palms together to your heart space. Taking a moment of gratitude for yourself, for your practice, and just sending loving kindness to your body. And thank you for allowing me to guide you through your yoga practice. Thank you for sharing your energy as always. It's an honor and a privilege. Namaste.